Hi. So what I'm going to do here is a little demonstration for the 3-column reading log, explain exactly what you have to do, and then show you what you're going to do for the first paragraph. I'm going to go through the first paragraph with you. And for this reading log, there are a few different ways that you can do it. You can see here that I have printed this document, and I just happen to have a printer at my house, so I can go ahead and do that. And I also prefer to handwrite my notes, so that's what I'm doing here. If you have a printer and you like to do that, go for it. You can definitely do that. If you like to handwrite and you don't have the option of printing, just take any piece of paper. It could even be like scratch paper, using the back of something, and you just have to write some lines down. This is not like a magical form or anything. Um, and then if you do that, what you're going to do is actually take a picture of each page, and then you're going to upload your files to the assignment that way. Okay. Or if you don't want to do it that way, what you can do is just open up this document and you can type right onto the document. Just type your notes, save your version, and then you're going to upload that to Canvas. And then that's what I'll see. Okay, so let's go ahead and start from the beginning. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this form, what these three sections are. For the vocabulary, this is just for you to note any words that you come across. Probably the vocabulary in this article, it's not going to be too much for you. But another thing that you can write, and this is what I like to write in the vocabulary section, is any kind of names I come across, any people that I think are important or places that I think are important. And then that way, as I'm reading, if I run across someone's name and I forgot who they were, I can just look at my paper and then it says, who the person is. So it makes it easier for me. For the what I read section, that is just going to be kind of a summary of what I think are the important points as I go through. So I definitely, I'm looking at the paragraphs here. I definitely want to jot down at least one or two things, just phrases probably per paragraph. Some paragraphs may have more information in them that's important. So I just kind of have to see how it goes with that. And then my reaction is just going to be any thoughts I have, any emotions I have. If something makes me irritated or angry or confused, if I'm not sure about what I read, I'm going to note that here. This is not to say that, my opinions or my reactions are going to be so insightful or so, mind-blowing. It's not about that. I'm not trying to solve the problems of the world with this section right here. The purpose of this is so that I can get my brain interacting with what I'm reading. Okay, and this is kind of the first step to becoming an active reader. So I really want to ask questions as I'm going through. I really want to, make comments to the article, about the article, and really kind of get in a dialogue with the article. I'm going back and forth with the article. And so that's why this section is really important. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Looking at the title, is education a fundamental right? And so far, I agree that it is. I actually have read this article many times, but if I'm putting myself in the position of a student who's just reading it for the first time, I don't know what exactly they're talking about. But, yeah, sounds great. Education should be a right. So great. Let's see. It's the New Yorker, and I don't know too much about New Yorker magazine. I know that they sometimes have fiction and sometimes nonfiction. I'm gonna guess that this is a nonfiction story. That means that it's a true story. Okay, and then I see the date there, and I think that that's important. So this is 2018. And so that's telling me that this is happening during the Trump administration. And I am going to take a guess that this is going to be about immigration. but I don't know yet. Okay. Let's see. And then Jill Lepore, I don't have anything to say about her. I don't know who that is. Okay, let me start reading now. Before sunrise on a morning just after Labor Day, 1977. Okay, now we're jumping back into the past, 1977. I better note that. 1977. So now I'm thinking about, okay, what was life like in 1977? I was born in 1977, but I don't really remember it too well. So thinking back what the situation was like in the United States, okay, kind of have that in my mind. Let's see, Humberto, Jacqueline Alvarez, Felix Hernandez, Rosario and Jose Robles, and Lydia and Jose Lopez huddled together in the basement of the United States Courthouse in Tyler, Texas, the Rose City. Okay, I am going to write over here, Tyler, Texas, and that is called the Rose City. I don't know if that's going to be important, but I'm thinking that Tyler, Texas might be. Okay. Tyler, Texas, the Rose City, to decide just how much they were willing to risk for the sake of their children. Oh, okay. So I think it might actually, I'm guessing, yes, it might be about immigration and education. Yeah, and that's what the title of it is. So, okay. So how these two things connect to each other. Okay, for the sake of their children, for the sake of other people's children, and for the sake really of everyone. Oh, okay, sounds serious. Among them, the Alvarezes, Hernandezes, the Robleses, and the Lopezes had 16 children, okay, who the week before had been barred from entering Tyler's public schools by order of James Plyler. I think that's how you pronounce his name, okay? So I'm going to make a note of him, James Plyler, and he is the superintendent of, what is he of? Tyler's schools. So probably like Tyler Unified School District, something like that. Okay, on the first day of school, Rosario Robles had walked her 5 children to Bonner Elementary. Let me just note this, Bonner Elementary. In case it comes up again, then I'll know that that is a school in Tyler. And okay, where she was met by the principal who asked her for the children's birth certificates. Okay, so children barred from elementary school. Yep, elementary school because no birth certificate. Okay. And when she couldn't provide them, put her kids and the kids in his car and drove them home. Okay, so he actually took them and not only didn't let them in, but took them home. Okay, so let's see. This is my reaction to this is very sad, and that it's not fair. And also, I think that it's also bad for the entire community. So if you've got these 16 kids plus countless more who are not able to be educated, what's going to happen in a few years is you're going to have adults who are uneducated living in the community. And of course, that's terrible for the community. So those are my thoughts. This is about what I have for the first paragraph here. You can see I write kind of small. So if you're writing a little bit bigger, then you might need a little bit more space. If you're typing, certainly you'll need less space, but this is about what you want to have for each paragraph. I've got, you know, a couple items for each thing, and then especially my reactions, and then any words or names that I want to note over here. Okay, so for this assignment, remember, you're just going to do the first page. I do want you to do paragraph number 1 yourself. So There is no absolutely right answer or wrong answer to this. This is what you read, what you understood, and then your reactions to it. So what you have is going to look a lot different than what I have here, but I do want to see those. So do the first page of the article, submit it, and then I'll give you my feedback, and then we'll go on from there. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.